Good morning and welcome to the Red Mic. Thanks for being here. Happy Wednesday. Later start today because I've got the day off. I've got the day off today. I've got the day off Friday, and of course tomorrow Thanksgiving got the day off. Thanksgiving as well. So I'm not getting up and doing this at 6:30 on my days off. Although I could have today because one of my dogs decided, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be up?" Anyway, by the way, sporting the new T-shirt. What do you think? Let's jump right in. These Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. And today's Red Mic message leans on two of those pretty heavily. One, being a coach, and two, being that mediocre athlete with, you know, more heart than physical ability. Both of those roles taught me that success isn't always about the wins or the losses or the stats. Sometimes the most rewarding moments are fleeting, they're almost unnoticed, unexpectedly, and they happen in the middle of everything, sometimes when you don't expect them at all, right? Every year I coached, there was always at least one player, usually a new kid, who had never played before. They'd struggle with the playbook, with the techniques, the terminology, and they were always a step behind. Um, Maybe they weren't in the best physical condition, so they were the last one. When I, you've seen some of my players that talk about running poles. Everywhere you go, there's light poles, there's electric poles, right? So I, that was what I did. All right, you're done with calisthenics and stretching, run three poles or two poles or whatever it was, right? And there was always that one player that maybe they were in the last group. And it didn't come naturally for them, whether it was blocking, tackling, running routes, whatever it was. And you could see that frustration, that discouragement start to build up. You know, Struggle takes its toll, right? So, and some kids would get discouraged and quit. No matter how much we encouraged them, no matter how much we worked with them, how many times we told them, "Hey, you'll get there. Just be convinced in your heart that you can do this. You'll get there. I promise you. Just keep working." And that's one of the really hard parts about coaching, and not just in sports, but in the business world too, and in life. I mean, you can't always convince someone to believe in themselves, especially if they're not ready to be there yet, right? So you would live for the moments when it would all click. Because at least once every season, that one kid or the multiple kids, the ones who just never quite got it, they would suddenly do it. Maybe it was that perfect block, or they made a textbook, head on the football, wrapping up kind of tackle, or they, had a flawless run through a drill or something. And you would go, "Yes, yes, you did it. That's it. Fantastic. Yeah," and I would get really excited because that's just kind of who I am. And in that moment, you would see it. There would almost be like a gleam in their eye, a spark of realization, and they'd suddenly figure out that all of their hard work, all of the sweat, all the frustration and tears and mud and blood, everything that they had been fighting for, going back until you know, deep days of August when it was 100 degrees, they suddenly realized, "I can do this and I belong here. I can contribute. I can be a vital member of this team," right? And that moment of realization, it was just that. It was fleeting. It was over. I had one coach and it was like a fart in the wind, son. Anyway, But that 1 minute, that one moment, that one bright light, that shining, glowing moment, it made every hour that we had all spent up until that point worth it. I mean, we're talking Texas heat here. I mean, August and September practices are brutal, but for me as a coach, seeing that realization come across their face that, wow, I can do this. It always made it worthwhile for me, you know. And to me, those kind of moments aren't just about football. They're bigger than just football. They're about resilience and perseverance and the payoff that comes when you refuse to give up. They were about me as a coach showing that kid, sometimes, frankly, for the first time in their lives, that they could be more. They could succeed. They could really be contributory. They could be better than they were or better than they thought they could be. They could succeed. They could belong. They could be great, right? And as a coach or as someone who's been in those shoes, I lived for those moments. They always reminded me of why I did it, why I pushed them, why I pushed myself. I mean, yeah, I coached my kids, but it was more than just my kids out there. And why I would keep coming back year after year, season after season. It was hard. But as Tom Hanks said, the hard is what makes it great. If it wasn't hard, everybody would do it, right? So today I'm going to leave you with this. Think about the moments that you live for, the ones that remind you of why you are here doing what you do. And if you have the chance to help someone have their moment, to have that spark of realization, that gleam in their eye, then take it, because those are the moments that make the entire journey worth it. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you find it helpful. I hope maybe you find it inspiring today. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Thanks for coming. I hope that you have an opportunity to be with family and friends tomorrow on Thanksgiving. I hope you take a moment to express your thanks in whatever way is appropriate from you. I mean, me, I believe in God, so I'll be praying quite a bit tomorrow, giving thanks for everything in my life, the good and the bad, because you get through the bad and it strengthens you. It's like, when they cut down trees in the forest and you can see the rings and you'll see the areas of stress. And then after those areas of stress, they're usually a little bit denser wood, at least for a little bit. The fight through those struggles makes those trees stronger. And I believe that's true for us too. So again, I appreciate you being here. I would appreciate a like, a follow, and a share. If you want one of these T-shirts, let me know. I've got them. I've started doing this through a company called Sticker Mule, and I think they've got the design right now. And you can get them on. I think you can get them on just about any color you want to, but we'll worry about that later, right? Again, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Give me a like, a follow, and a share. I'll see you again tomorrow. Not sure what time. It is a holiday after all. And don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.